strange orb that made a bell-like sound as a kid. I don't remember my exact age. I would guess that I was about 6 to 8 years old, at most 9. I have great long-term memory and can remember pretty far back as a kid, and even a couple memories as a baby/toddler. I confirmed them with my parents to make sure they weren't just dreams. Anyways, this story has me waking up in the middle of the night to the sound of bells in my room, not particularly loud. It wasn't like a regular bell. It sounded slower, if that makes sense, and continuous. When I looked, it was small and orange. It was a glowing ball flowing around low to the ground near my closet. It was also moving slow with no pattern that I recall. I got scared and hid under the blankets, periodically checking with one eye through the blankets as any scared kid would do. I eventually fell back asleep under the blankets. This never occurred again, and I've never experienced anything like it again. I have no explanation for this. Has anyone ever experienced anything similar to this? My dad worked in security. I got into after he passed. One night, I was called on my night off. They need someone to go fill in on another site. I never worked this site before, but hey, over time, I accepted it. It was one of my dad's old sites, so it's about 2 a.m. I am doing a round. I enter one of the buildings, and I think I see someone ahead. And the building is locked. There should not be anyone there. I quietly close the door behind me and creep up for a closer look. At the end of the hall is a security guard, which is odd as I am the only guard on duty at the time, so I am eyeing this guy and I notice the uniform. It is for a company that doesn't exist anymore. In fact, it is for the company my dad worked for when he was at this site, so it hits me that it is my dad and I'm watching him. He's apparently doing a round of the building. I'm patrolling, so I watch corner. I run to catch up to him, but he was gone. Almost 2 years later, I still swear I actually saw him that night. And maybe somehow time loops exist and I actually saw him working the site in the past. I honestly don't know, but every time I have a night off and they can't find anyone to fill in, I jump at it. No longer for the overtime, but with the hope that whatever happened that first time happens again. I have filled in there over 20 times since that encounter, and I haven't seen anything since. In high school, I was babysitting for a single mom and her 2 kids. It was the middle of winter. When I arrived, it was already pitch black out, around like 6 p.m. She lived in a duplex. While I was standing in the living room with her girls talking about how the rest of the night would go, a little boy in full snow gear came in through her front door, stomped through the living room, past us, and headed down the stairs to the basement. The mom never even looked at him or stopped talking. The girls didn't make any acknowledgement that they saw him. I was super weirded out, but I was also an extremely introverted teenager, so I didn't ask the mom what was up. Once the mom left, I asked the girls who the little boy that came in was, and both had no idea what I was talking about. So I got brave and grabbed the broom and headed downstairs. It was a small, unfinished basement, one single room with no closets or anything. No one was down there, and the little boy definitely had not come back upstairs in that time. So weird. And the only time I have truly believed I experienced something paranormal. I normally scoff at ghost stories and stuff. When I was a teenager, my bedroom was in the basement. You could hear clearly anytime someone came down the stairs, and my bed was creaky. Like, lay down, sit, or move, and the springs would let anyone nearby know. Creaky. I was starting to fall asleep one night, and I heard footsteps. I thought, no big deal, it's probably my mom coming to do laundry. Fell back asleep. I felt pressure on the bed behind me. I slept with my back to the stairs, and it creaked. Everything in me was screaming, don't move, just lay there, don't move. I eventually fell asleep out of exhaustion. This happened to me multiple times. And one night, I had enough of being terrified, and when I heard a creak, I hadn't moved to do it, and it felt the pressure next to me. I rolled over and sat up. Nothing. There's nobody physically there. I've experienced things before that and since, but that was the one that freaks me out the most. Thank you guys for watching the